Come on in, come on in. Let me check here. All right, let me start with this.
La lumière danse dans ses yeux, elle cache un secret envieux. Chaque matin, un nouveau mystère. Mademoiselle vit sans frontières. Des rues murmurent des contes d'ombre. Elle marche comme un rêve sombre. Tous les jours, un chapitre écrit. Des légendes que le jour nie. Mademoiselle raconte ta saga. Les histoires que personne ne voit. Dans la nuit, tu dévoileras les secrets cachés sous ta soie. Sourire garde des énigmes, des mots doux aux limites abîmes. Elle joue avec le quotidien, transformant tout en destin. Des reflets cachent des vérités que personne ne peut interpréter. Dans son regard mystifié, un monde entier à déchiffrer. Mademoiselle raconte ta saga, les histoires que personne ne voit. Dans la nuit, tu dévoileras les secrets cachés sous ta soie.
Greetings and come on in. The Saga Reveal is on air on the tube. Please hit the like button, subscribe for notification, and let's get on with Tell All Tuesday. Alrighty. So let me start with this little prayer. It is actually it is called a cadet prayer, U.S. Military Academy. That's where I got it from. And I liked it, so I saved it, and I'll share here with you guys. There it is. So, this is how it goes. Make us choose the harder right instead of the easier wrong, and never content with the half-truth when the whole can be one. So, this is my little prayer for the night. And now, let me share something else. Our agenda for the night. Here we go. March 18th, the Saga Reveal. Join me, your host, Mademoiselle. Tell All Tuesday today, it's March 18th. And our first saga, part 2 of didn't I misspell my little honey here's name? Kirk Burrowes versus Janice Smalls. Continuing the read of the lawsuit. And then second saga will be Sister Jaguar Wright and Sister Maggie being trolled, question mark. I love you guys. But yeah, you know what? I want to send you some good prayers. And I'm not trolling, but I like you guys. And I think people out there not doing great. But let's go with third saga, Canada US update, family drama. Didn't I say Carnage is coming? Well, it's here. And then lastly, we have Jim Morrison read. So let's go. Same tube time, same tube channel. I like that. Brings me way back. And let's drop it like it's hot. Hot, hot. That's going to be my little thing now. I'm trying to work it out. Let's go. Next, we have the lawsuit from last week, which I am trying to remember roughly where we were. And I believe we were roughly here, but I'm going to just double check. Give me one sec here. Let's go back to, yes. Yeah, I think I got it.
Continue.
Yeah, 55. Perfecto. So 56. Here, this is the same lawsuit from Kirk Burrowes versus defendant Smalls. So the plaintiff, Kirk and Small would have strategic sessions, attend meetings together with, let me share. Whoopsie, because I switched my screens. So it's closer to me now. Let's get on with it. Here we go. 56. Alrighty. Hey, number one. Glad to see you here. All right, so I'm at page 56. Alrighty, so the plaintiff and defendant Small would have strategic sessions and attend meeting together with other label executives, and plaintiff would provide her with daily updates concerning artist travel, sample clearances, budgets, etc. After Kenneth Miscelas, Esquire, the lawyer, and Sean Combs' criminal action, plaintiff called defendant Smalls seeking guidance and assistance. So Kirk called Mama Janice. She pretended she was unaware of Kenneth Miscelas and Sean Combs' action. That's a little bit of a funny name to mispronounce. So please forgive me for Kenneth. Plaintiff recently learned that his family was a lie. Plaintiff in his BBE office, where Kenneth Miscellaneous Esquire and Sean Combs threatened him with a baseball bat. That's the office. This guy worked hard. Look at that. Barely eating, taking care of himself. So allegedly, although she was not physically present when Kenneth Misalis and Sean Combs committed their crime, defendant Smalls later falsely denied knowledge of or involvement in the coercion and fraudulent involuntary transfer despite directly benefiting from the wrongful act. Remember, he had 25% ownership and she had the other 75, and they were co-owners together. Plaintiff's ownership. Hi, I'm happy you're here. Plaintiff ownership interest was transferred to defendant Smalls, resulting in her 100% control of the label. See, Kenneth Mesalas and Sean Combs acted in concert with defendant Small, Mama Janice, to orchestrate the fraudulent involuntary transfer of plaintiff's ownership, interest, and concealed material facts to ensure plaintiffs remained unaware of the extent of their conspiracy. So plaintiff relation with Sean Combs. So Kirk and Sean here. So plaintiff Kirk Burrowes was a visionary, strategist, and a business architect of BBE. His relationship with Sean Combs began in the early 1990s when plaintiff was introduced to Combs through industry connection who recognized his prowess in talent managing business, structuring, and industry negotiations. Recognizing plaintiff's mama and everybody here, strategic's mind and industry expertise, Sean Combs entrusted him with key operation and managerial responsibilities, leading plaintiff to co-found BBE and establish its foundational business framework. So plaintiff's influence was instrumental transforming BBE into a dominant force in the music industry. Kirk designed and implemented the business infrastructure and allowed BBE to thrive, ensuring sustainable revenue streams, artist development programs, and long-term strategic planning. Plaintiff designed and implemented the business infrastructure that allowed BBE to thrive, ensure sustainable revenue stream, artist development programs, and long-term strategic planning. As COO, Chief of Financial Officer, and General Manager, plaintiff structured high-value contracts, managed production schedules, orchestrated artist development, and created groundbreaking marketing strategies, ensuring Bad Boys artists achieved mainstream success. So Bad Boys artists were connected to the BBE company. Kirk was responsible for executing multi-billion-dollar deals, fostering artist partnerships, and building Bad Boy's reputation as a major player in the music industry. He was the chief negotiator and business strategist behind many of BBE's biggest commercial successes. So despite plaintiff's unparalleled contribution, he was systematically deceived and exploited by Sean Combs and defendant Janice Smalls, who leveraged plaintiff's trust, Kirk's trust, and loyalty to consolidate power while excluding him from the financial reward of his labor. Plaintiff Kirk was repeatedly promised equity and profit sharing in exchange for his continued dedication to BBE. Allegedly, Combs and Small assured plaintiff that he would receive 25% ownership and a 15% share of annual profits. Yet, these promises were made in bad faith with no intention of fulfillment. So plaintiff turned down ludicrous offer from rival labels, including Uptime Record, Elektra Record, and Sony Entertainment, based on Combs and Small's false assurance, and he would receive his right stake in label. False assurance that he would receive. Okay. Oh boy. Instead, defendant orchestrated a fraudulent scheme to strip him of his stake while profiting from his work. By 2001, 10 years, 11 years almost, Combs escalated his betrayal and financial sabotage, intentional interfering with plaintiff's business relationships, and contracts to destroy his ability to generate income. And contracts, of course. Let me have a sip of tea. Yep. Just lean back and enjoy the voice. Come on in. If you just got in, get in. If you're not here, too bad. Among the most egregious act of misconduct, Sean Combs deliberately obstructed plaintiff's management contract with Mary J. Blige. Witness: an artist who plaintiff rescued from financial collapse due to Combs' prior mismanagement and fraudulent financial dealings. Well, he ended up rescuing people too. Combs engaged in fraudulent financial scheme, inflating Mary J. Blige's expense account by charging unauthorized expenses, fabricated service fees, and luxurious purchases under false pretenses. Well, Mary J. Blige, you better come out with your own lawsuit. And that's probably why you're poor. Allegedly. Girl, do something. These illicit transactions included charging personal expenses to artist accounts such as designer clothing, private jet, luxury vacation, and unauthorized gifts. Among one of the most egregious examples of financial fraud involved Combs' obsession with Tupac Shakur. He attempted to mimic Tupac's style. Finally someone, oh my God, finally someone can say it. And guess what? You're not Tupac. You'll never be Tupac. You're Diddy. That dirty name. Oh my God. So let me read that again. One of the most egregious examples of financial fraud involved Combs' obsession with Tupac Shakur. May he rest in peace. He attempted to mimic Tupac's style, purchasing Versace silk shirt and expensive accessory for himself, while falsely expensing these purchases to Mary J. Blige artist account. Hold on. I'm wondering here, were you ordering women clothes under Mary J. Blige's account or man clothes? Now, this is interesting and funny on top of mimicking Tupac. This is hilarious. Whatever. Mary J. Blige, hello. Allegedly, Kirk, as Mary J. Blige's business's advisor, oh, he was her business advisor, exposed and corrected these fraudulent transactions, negotiated her contract, and successfully brought her out of financial ruin. Plaintiff Kirk was the architect behind Mary J. Blige's resurgence, securing one of the most commercial successful track, Family Affair. I'm gonna have to revisit that album, that title, by negotiating a production deal with Dr. Dre. Really interesting. As retaliation, of course, for plaintiff's refusal to condone financial misconduct, there's always reprisal. Retaliation. Allegedly, Sean Combs, aided by Kenneth Miscelassus, Esquire, the lawyer, deliberately orchestrated the termination of plaintiff's contract, ensuring that plaintiff was completely blacklisted from the music industry. Well, Kirk, that's what happens when you're a good person around snakes. Combs allegedly and his associates interfered with plaintiff, with Mama associates. They interfered with the plaintiff business deals, intimidated industry executives, and ensured that plaintiff was excluded from any new opportunities, effectively crippling his career and financial stability. Defendants' coordinated scheme deprived plaintiff. Let's start over. Defendant coordinated scheme, deprived plaintiff not only of his rightful earning, but also his ability to earn a living, forcing him into financial destruction and professional exile. Sad, sad, sad to do that to a colleague, an investor, a friend. I think they used to go to college together or something. I don't know. Well, let's see. Defendant Small, which is Mama Combs, contacted plaintiff Kirk for help, creating a BBE documentary. Of course, as recently as 2020, Defendant Small's Mama contacted plaintiff seeking his assistance in creating a historical documentary about the label. In exchange for his plaintiff agreed and prepared a detailed production treatment, including records, photos, and other evidence from the label's history. Defendant Small used plaintiff's contribution to advance her project, but sorry, let me just, I think my mic was just a little high. Defendant Small used plaintiff's contribution to advance her project, but refused to compensate plaintiff Kirk or include him, Kirk, in the production, wishing their agreement. So they had an agreement there. That's in breach now. These conversation was one of many conversations between plaintiff and Miss Smalls, where plaintiff questioned her knowledge and involvement with the 1996 stock takeover. As she had done on multiple occasions, Defendant Smalls intentionally lied, denying any knowledge and or involvement into 1996 stock takeover they took. from him with the baseball bat. If you guys missed the baseball bat, it was in the last video. In 2024, plaintiff, through legal counsel, discovered that defendant Small had been lying about her involvement in the forced involuntary transfer of plaintiff's ownership interest, in that she was the direct beneficiary of the conspiracy orchestrated by Kenneth Mesilas Esquire, the lawyer who was there to get it signed by Kirk, Combs, and others. As previously stated, plaintiff was a pivotal figure in the creation and success of BBE. As general manager and later president, he oversaw operation, corporate management, budgeting, and artist development. Plaintiff dedicated his skills and resources to the company. Even personally invested approximately $100,000 to cover operational expenses between 92 and 94. With a T. Plaintiff's compensation was initially minimal, starting at $30,000 annual. Really? Despite the company's generating significant profit, plaintiff was contracted to receive 15% of the company's profit and a 25% equity stake as compensation for his role in the BBE establishment and success. Let's go up. This was consistently reiterated by Sean Combs, but never honored. I don't think that's a word that he even knows or he ever expressed or even mentioned. But allegedly, despite contributing significantly to BBE's growth, plaintiff was subjected to intimidation and coercion. As previously stated, let me just check here. Okay. As previously stated, in May 1996, defendants through threats and physical harm, forced the plaintiff to relinquish his 25% equity interest in the company. The location of this incident was on West 19th Street in New York City. The picture above, guys, remember. This was achieved through a calculated and coordinated effort involving Kenneth Mesilas Esquire and Sean Combs Diddy. Did do. Upon information and belief, due to her decades of fine ignorance and deceptive denials, plaintiff believed Kenneth Mesilas was acting under defendant Smalls' direction. But Sean Combs and Kenneth Mesilas entered the plaintiff's office. The plaintiff's offices. When Sean Combs and Kenneth entered the plaintiff's offices, Sean Combs was carrying a baseball bat. That was Kirk's office. But by words and action, Sean Combs and Kenneth Mesilas, aka Esquire, don't forget, the lawyer, frightened and intimidated and assaulted plaintiff and forced him to turn over his share certificate for 25 shares of PBE to Sean Combs, and then transferred them to Janice. That's how it works. Here, Mom, it's on you now. Upon information and belief, Janice Smalls signed the certificates, filed them with the appropriate government entities. In addition to obtaining the share certificate by threats and intimidation, Sean Combs and Kenneth Mesilas intimidated and coerced plaintiff into signing documents releasing plaintiff of his equity interest in BBE. Even after the coerced transfer, defendant continued to exploit Kirk plaintiff's skills and resources, leveraging his contribution to further enrich themselves like slave. This is sad. Defendant allegedly Smalls Diddy's mama, under false pretenses, solicited plaintiff's assistance for a documentary project, exploiting even more his meticulous records and intelligent and intellectual property without providing the promised compensation or credit. Defendant's action have caused plaintiff irreparable harm, deprived him of a rightful financial benefits, damaging his professional reputation and leaving him in ruined again. Let me see what page are we are here. 17. Oh, look at this picture. Plaintiff is the godfather of Sean Combs' firstborn child, Justin Dior Combs, underscoring the deep bond and reliance between the families. Oh, really? Really? Look at that. Justin. Plaintiff even attended Combs' christening at the historical Abyssinian Baptist Church in Harlem, New York, where the late great pastor Calvin Otis Butts presided. Look at that. Wow. Mary J. Blige. Why do I recognize that one from the back? I'm confused. There's Mama. Wow. Plaintiff served as the backbone of BBE, acting as both a trusted business strategist and a personal confidant to defendant Smalls' mama, Janice. He not only oversaw critical financial and operational affairs, but also provided unwavering support. Of course he did, ensuring Smalls' stability and positioning her for financial and professional success. Of course he did. Plaintiff's commitment to Small was rooted in loyalty, trust, and shared ambition. In the summer of 1992, after Sean Combs' abrupt termination from Uptown Record by Andre Harrell, Combs spiraled into deep depression, plagued by self-doubt and suicidal ideation. Recognizing the urgency of the situation, Kirk stepped in as Combs' stabilizing force, offering emotional fortitude, strategic business insight, and a clear vision for the future. And this is how he treated you. Plaintiff was the primary architect behind Combs' resurgence, crafting the blueprint that led to the birth of BBE. Without plaintiff's interventions, Kirk's intervention, Combs' career and the eventual empire of BBE would have ceased to exist. Recognizing plaintiff's indispensable contribution and leadership, defendant Small and contractually obligated BBE to pay plaintiff no less than the 15% of the company's annual profit for every year he served as general manager or president of the company. In this indispensable contribution and leadership, for sure he was. Plaintiff recently dedicated his relentlessly dedicated his time, industry expertise, and financial resources toward the development, rapid growth, and sustained success of BBE. Despite being the cornerstone of the label's operation, plaintiff was initially compensated for his invaluable services. But early 1993, he was finally added to payroll as mere $30,000 per year, a fraction of what he rightfully deserved given his instrumental role in building the company's foundation. On information and belief, the 15% share of BBE's annual profit was a contractual owned to plaintiff between 93 and 97, far exceeded the salary he was paid. Plaintiff's rightful earning amounted to millions of dollars, which were systematically withheld, deprived him of his fair share in the company's financial windfall. In 1993, prominent business manager Bert Paddle executed the issuance of 25 shares of BBE, formally allocating ownership stakes to Janice Smalls and Sean Combs. So, following Paddle's issuance of the share, Sean Combs and Janice formally transferred 25% share to plaintiff, honoring their agreement to grant him an equity stake in the company. A substitute share certificate for 25 shares was issued in plaintiff's name, signifying his officially and legally binding ownership in BBE. Plaintiff's tireless efforts, strategic foresight, and unrelenting work ethic were a driving force behind BBE's meteoric rise. Through his innovative branding, high-level negotiations, and tactical business structuring, plaintiff orchestrated some of the label's most successful ventures and marketing campaigns, elevating BBE to industry dominance. Let me see how far. Okay, yeah, we're going to stop after that. Despite his foundational role and a long-standing personal bond with defendant Smalls, plaintiff was ruthlessly betrayed. Defendant Smalls, in a calculated move to consolidate power and financial control, executed a deliberate scheme to exclude plaintiff Kirk from the company. Small colluded with the Kenneth Miscellaneous, Combs, and the other known defendant above to strip plaintiff of his ownership's rights, disregarding his invaluable contribution, personal sacrifices, or indeed, and the trust that he had once defined their relationship. The systematic exclusion of plaintiff from the company's financial benefit and operational structure was not only a flagrant breach of contractual agreements, but a deliberate act of a financial and professional sabotage designed to erase his contribution while unjustly enriching the defendants. As a direct consequence to this betrayal, plaintiff has suffered severe financial hardship, reputational damage, and an emotional distress. While Sean Combs and Janice Smalls Mama have continued to reap the financial reward of plaintiff's labor, ingenuity, ingenuity, and investment. Well, ingenuity for sure. Thank you. We're going to stop this here at 112, 1993, 25% share of BBE to 2019, the documentary Manipulation. All right, let's close this. I don't know, I have that on. Close this. Alrighty. Now we're going to our saga number 2. My beautiful sisters. Let's see. Let me get here. Oh, maybe I should go open it from here. My sister Jaguar, Wright, and Maggie. I think they're gonna sort it out. I'm not worried about that. I just want to send them some loves because I know there's some trolling going on, and I think it's just all gonna get cleared out. They're all figuring it out. Basically, there has been a lot of people in the chats where I think the chat should not be really much paid attention to, and it's distracting a little bit of what the real goal is to decipher the lies, read these lawsuits, for example, find out who's doing what, and there has been quite a bunch of chaos. So the ladies right now are just gonna have to figure out what's going on. A lot of people are in support, and there has been just misunderstanding. And I think some people think they can manipulate Miss Little Maggie, but not really. It's not manipulating or make her do what they want. Nobody's really looking into that, but some people are interested into that and want to create that in the background, like as if it means anything. And I think it's kind of wrong. So, also, I want to send good energy to Jaguar, right? I know she wasn't feeling too great, but hopefully all is well and all will be well. And she can go back and focus on what's good and stay away from this nonsense drama. But also, all I'm going to say is that stuff has to be done for a reason. It's how things are being handled. We should just avoid the chats and their commentaries most of the time. Let's see. I think they are live right now. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, there's been a lot of trolling. All I'm going to say is that there's been a lot of trolling, unnecessary. I think the community is a lot stronger than that. And eventually, everything will fall in its place. And yeah. So, I want to wish them all well. I think also Jaguar said she was going to interview tonight. She had an interview coming. But I haven't seen anything yet, so I'll keep an eye on that. What else? Oh, what's going on with America and Canada, I should say, and the US? Well, it looks like Carnage is actually here, and we're stuck. So we're going to have to deal with that. So let me go to X and not X. Let me see True Social, because there's a couple of things maybe you can see what's going on in the US. Let's share this screen. We are presenting screen. Let's see. Windows. This one, no. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Still sharing? Oh, did I close that share? Yeah, we closed that share. Okay, wrong share. Here it is. Alrighty. Let's see, we got the updates. 4 minutes ago. Yep, let's see. This was the Declaration of Independence. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, the NASA astronauts made it 9 months stuck in space. Oh, Lord. It's funny to say stuck in space. Let's see. This radical left lunatic of a judge, a troublemaker, and a agitator who was sadly appointed by Barack Hussein Obama was not elected president. Wow. He didn't win the popular vote by a lot! Exclamation. He didn't win all 7 swing states. He didn't win 750 to 525 counties. He didn't win anything. I won for many reasons. In an overwhelming mandate, but fighting illegal immigration may have been the number one reason for this historical victory. I'm just doing what the voters wanted me to do. This judge, like many of the crooked judges I am forced to appear before, should be impeached. Like many of the crooked judges I'm forced to appear before, should be impeached. We don't want vicious violence and demented criminal, many of them deranged murderers in our country. Make America great again. Alrighty. I'm telling this judge, you better stay away from him. Oh, that's the Kennedy Center. Let's see. They haven't released any of the. Oh, so that's the center, but the Kennedy Center, is that what he said? Okay, so where's the files? The files, sir. The files. So we can make America great again here. What do we have? What's your ultimate fantasy? That's hilarious. Let's see. Not much so far. Oh, yeah. Well, we are concerned about Trump's 50. Yeah. Concerned. Well, somebody put us in that position. We've been concerned for a long time. Says a lot. Let's see. Nothing here. Yeah, Carney's all over the place instead of dealing with what's going on in our border. Instead of dealing with what's going on with our tariffs, he's overseas. It's not important what's going on here, it seems like. Well, let's see. Hopefully he won't be here for too long. Alrighty. Trump ties for the highest approval he's ever had. As more Americans says, U.S. is on the right track than any time in 20 years. Whoa, go, go, go. Well, if you're in good track, you stick on the good track. Maybe I'll pull everybody on the side there with the right track with all that energy he has. That playing field, the level playing field. I'm listening, Mr. Level Playing Field. I would like that too. We can all have a level playing field around the world. But I'm not no president. What do I know? Let's go close this. Hopefully Carnage will figure out what's going on and come back to Canada. Talk to President Trump and talk to his advisors, or nobody said to go kiss the man's hand. You have to talk to him. You can't avoid. You can't avoid. What do we have? No, nothing going on here. Besides the Nassau. Let's see. Well, it looks like we might have an election soon. I guess we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Am I the only one who sees what's going on here? Mark Carney needs to call an election now. Not walk in a parade, not sign MOUs, memorandum of understanding, not fly to Europe like a firefly, and not continue with government prorogue. Of course, it's prorogued, still prorogued. Mr. Selected President, the Premier, I should say, Premier, my bad. Not make a single decision without debate or accountability. Of course, it's get ready because it's going to be a lot of shit carnage around here. Nothing but an election. Nobody. It's going to be a selection. Let me reply to this, honey boo. Heather, it's going to be a selection. It will be a selection. There we go. I guess we're going to have to keep it short for the night because that's not worth it. There's nothing happening since it's prorogued. We got people like here, this Jagmeet amused democracy. Canadian leader Jagmeet Singh is using tariff to justify delaying election. Oh, Canada will keep its European PM that no one has ever voted for. The left across the globe are delaying, annulling, and rigging election. Keep at it. We don't want to hear you. This is the choice Canadians have this election season, and they have to make. More tax, of course. More Carney's coming in, guys. Better smarten up. Carney's here to stay or get him out. Looks like they like this guy out of nowhere. Nobody even knew him yesterday, and suddenly they love him. Maybe he's wearing the right socks or the right perfume. Anyways, with that, I would say yes, indeed. I'm not Canadian, MAGA patriot. I'm not Canadian, but I believe Pierre Poilievre is a conservative leader and would have made an excellent prime minister. Hopefully, when the real election takes place, Canada will turn out in a massive number to vote for him. Someone who wants to put Canada first. Someone who cares. All he does, he's the only one who actually talks with common sense and diplomacy here. And he's very composed. It's like it doesn't faze him. He is assured and comfortable. But this guy, oh my God, he does not know what he's doing. He's like, I'm just gonna do it and wing it, Mr. Wing It. Wing it. Another one who's gonna try to wing something around. Do we need an election now? Oh, yes, we do. Let me see. Pierre's ad. No, I'm not gonna find it that way. Let's see. On this thing, maybe he'll post it there. Let me see what he has. Let's see. Pierre, producing a clean Canadian resources will displace higher emission from other foreign countries. Clean Canadian resources will displace. Yeah. Technology, not taxes, is the answer. Let's check this out. Oh, pause. Let me go back, guys. Sorry. I should have shared that screen. Ha ha ha. There. My apologies. Yes, sir. Carrot, not stick. $12. 1 ton. More. What are we doing? What are we doing? Let's do axe the tax, build the homes, fix the budget, stop the crime. Thank you, sir. Let's see what else Pierre has. Pierre, yet another month of inflation above target as liberal spending and taxes continue to boost costs for Canadian. Oh no, apparently they're getting money back, right? Oh, it's putting more money in their pocket. Oh, forget. After a lost liberal decade of overspending, tax hikes, and rising costs, it's time for change. Oh no, people want a check that's coming that apparently is making them poorer, richer. I don't know how they interpret that, but here we are. Mark Carney definitely is not gonna divulge anything. Excuse me, ma'am. How dare you ask me a question like that? None of your business. Stay out of it. What else do we have here? Canada absolutely has potential to be a global superpower. Like, we need the Financial Times to tell us. We know, I know. Quebec is so rich. Quebec needs to get their groove on. There's so much resources and so much minerals. Hello. You cannot just do nothing forever. This is where the level playing field would be coming. But the nation has lacked the visionary leadership and policy framework to capitalize on its advantage. That's what happens when you take math out of school and any interest of school and ruin education and institutions. Si il est élu, Pierre Poilievre promet d'abolir la taxe carbone dans son entièreté. This is what he says in French. If he is elected, he will promise to abolish the carbon tax in its entirety. Thank you, sir. Definitely something that ruined a lot of families and caused a lot of poverty in Canada, to a point people can't afford homes. I cannot afford a home. But yeah, amen. Let's see. St. Patrick Day always reminded me of my grandfather, Patrick Farrell, the world's greatest Irish man, a man of faith and family who now spends his day surrounded with the sweet sound of angels, hands on Celtic harps. Tonight, I'll raise a glass and share a laugh in his honor. Really, a 17-year-old Glenn Levitt. Enjoy your scotch. Do believe it's scotch, right? Look at Pierre with all the gang in the back. This is a real leader. Not like our selected Prime Minister, Mr. Carnage, with nobody except the team, the loser team, the B team. We don't need no sound. The picture says it all. When you have a picture, sometimes you got to take your picture. When you have your sound, sometimes you can take your sound. But I'm going to skip it since it's in French. I'm not going to translate it all, but yeah. Canada per capita economic growth, Lagarde, for 10 years, 0.5. We are. Look at all these countries. Finland, tiny, tiny. Norway, really, UK. We can absorb all these countries in our country. Maybe you can put Australia in there for sure, Japan. Oh yeah, we can fit all of these except the US into our Netherlands, Italy, yeah. And look, 0.5 growth in gross domestic product, GDP per capita. It's sad. We noticed, we felt it, we see it. We don't want to regress our society. We want to progress our society. All right, so we're going to leave it here with Pierre in the Arctic. What does he say? Pierre Poilievre wants to protect the Arctic Canadian border. Good job. Well, I hope you're well dressed and you're wearing your ski pants. And I hope you can assure them. And with that, we're going to end the live stream and say that I would like to get in touch with the Jaganators. And maybe, let me share my picture at the end. Ha 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 ha. My sisters. Let's see. Ba-dum-bum. Hold on. Pictures. Dear. Your. Let's see. Sorted by dates. So we got it right. I want to say to the Jaganators, hold on tight. Be careful. Don't mess around with Jag. Do not mess around with Jag. Jag is not to be messed with. She is actually getting a lot of people to reveal themselves. It's just that it's taking a little while for people to see what I see. I see the connections. Sometimes they're sad, but you're on the right track. Also, it's hard to be on YouTube when everybody does talk at the same time. So I want to say, be patient, honey. You're there, and we'd like to see you do your thing on your channel as well, and we'll find you there soon. So with that, we are going to see you hopefully next week. I'm thinking about doing something on Friday. But for now, same tube time and same tube channel next week. I'm your host, Mademoiselle. And thank you for joining the Saga Reveal. We're going to try to make it more friendly and maybe bring people to share the conversation with. We'll see how that goes. Thank you.